Hey guys, what is going on? This is Wrestlelamia back with another episode. Super Showdown is almost here, but will it happen? Join us now as Wrestlelamia looks at the wildest wrestling news stories and rumors you need to know, including travel trouble and more plaguing Super Showdown, AEW's latest signing, WWE Backstage ratings dive, Trish Stratus hints at a possible Wrestlemania return, more coronavirus cancellations, what the Bella twins feared when Vince McMahon called them, and more. Super Showdown in Jeopardy? Super Showdown hasn't even started and it's already off to a bad start. Unlike last year's Crown Jewel, which featured mechanical problems grounding most of the WWE superstars and employees there, although there's still doubt whether it was airplane problems or Mr. McMahon problems, the WWE stars had travel difficulties getting to the show. According to the site Heel by Nature, WWE superstars arrived in Riyadh, Saudi Arabia Tuesday night and were met with a sandstorm. The chartered flight from Winnipeg arrived at the King Khalid International Airport 1 hour and 25 minutes late. The entire WWE crew were provided face masks due to the high winds and gusts of sand. According to the article, the Saudi government closed schools on Wednesday due to the storm, and it remains to be seen whether the sandstorm will jeopardize the WWE event since Super Showdown is being held in an open-air arena. Wrestlelamia will keep you posted on any changes. Kenny Omega addresses critics. Although some of Kenny Omega's fans from his days in New Japan question his decision to join AEW, the cleaner told The Sporting News he hasn't changed. Because I decided to take a different path in my career, because I'm not doing these long, drawn-out 45-minute to 1-hour matches in singles competition, it doesn't mean that I'm not the same guy. Omega likened his situation to a favorite player who is traded to a new team, and fans think the player's lost a step. Omega noted his current situation isn't just about his matches in the ring. It just makes me something different. I'm trying to round out. I'm trying to fill the gaps around the edges and make myself a complete package in all of professional wrestling. That even goes beyond what I do in the ring, but actually behind the scenes too. There's a business aspect to it, to balance all of that and still trying to kind of check off these boxes. Omega is a busy man, whether it's his work as one of AEW's executive vice presidents, his efforts building AEW's women's division, which seems to be on track to becoming the 13th labor of Hercules, his wrestling in AEW, and his international appearances such as AAA, where he currently holds its Mega Championship. 3 matches added to Super Showdown. Wrestlelamia is hopeful Super Showdown will go down as planned, whether it takes place at the original facility or elsewhere. As we speculated in our earlier news and rumors video, the WWE is adding matches to the card, with 3 additional bouts being announced by WWE. Kickoff show: The Viking Raiders vs. Luke Gallows and Carl Anderson, Mansoor vs. Dolph Ziggler, Humberto Carrillo vs. Angel Garza. According to PW Insider, the forecast calls for cooler weather than last year's event, with temperatures expected to hit 79 degrees, then drop to the high 60s by time the event takes place. Hopefully that'll keep Bill Goldberg from keeling over during his match with The Fiend. AEW signs New Japan star. AEW announced it has signed its latest star to the company. According to an article at Wrestling Observer Figure 4 Weekly, former IWGP United States and Tag Team Champion Lance Archer has officially signed with All Elite Wrestling. There have been rumors since January that Archer was talking to AEW about joining the company, and now that it's a done deal, Archer had this to say. "I've been in the business for almost half of my life, but with AEW, I'm setting my sights on the best chapter of my career so far. This company champions the creative, competitive, and electrifying environment that I've been waiting for my whole career. No matter where I go, no matter who steps in front of me, I'm the one you should be afraid of at AEW." Older fans may remember Archer from his time wrestling in TNA as Lance Hoyt. With a career dating back to 2000, Lance has worked in a number of promotions including TNA, New Japan Pro Wrestling, Global Force Wrestling, and Pro Wrestling Noah. Archer brings something WWE could use, a big man to add some variety to a roster dominated by smaller workers. Alexa Bliss talks difficulties of playing babyface. It's not always easy going from playing a heel to playing a babyface, something Alexa Bliss talked to Metro's Aleister McGeorge about during an exclusive interview. Wrestling's 5 Feet of Fury explained, "It's been very interesting, being the bad guy for 6 years and then all of a sudden being told, oh, you're a good guy. So I'm definitely working on getting rid of those bad guy tendencies. It's still in my nature to scream at the ref and throw a temper tantrum in the ring, but hopefully I can gear it towards another direction. There's no denying that Little Miss Bliss has made it look easy though, as her team with Nikki Cross provided a seemingly seamless transition from heel to face. Bliss talked about her and Nikki looking to regain the Women's Tag Team Championship and that the Women's Tag Team titles are still a work in progress. She also added that there's something she likes about playing a face. A lot of times I just don't keep a straight face. When I was a bad guy, I used to have to keep a straight face all the time, even when stuff was funny. I find that when I'm a good guy, I can just laugh things off and it doesn't really break character that much. With Nikki Cross providing considerable comic relief, it's no surprise when Bliss cracks up in the ring. Tito Ortiz decision over Alberto Patron changed to no decision. While Wrestlelamia doesn't typically cover MMA, when we do, it concerns wrestlers and would-be wrestlers. As you likely recall, MMA legend Tito Ortiz has expressed interest in working in WWE, something which could be affected by the announcement that his recent submission win over former WWE superstar Alberto Patron has been changed to a no decision. According to MMA Junkie, the current status of Ortiz's rear naked choke win over El Patron in the Combate Americas Tito vs. Alberto main event is a no decision, according to the Texas Department of Licensing and Regulation, which oversaw the December 7th event at State Farm Arena in Hidalgo, Texas. The results of the fight were changed pending further investigation, TDLR Public Information Officer Tella Mange told MMA Junkie when reached for clarification. Reportedly, the decision could revert to the original decision depending on the outcome of the investigation. One would think the WWE would be reluctant to bring Ortiz in were the investigation to reveal something negative. Daniel Bryan's growing backstage influence. Curious why Drew Gulak and Heath Slater have been getting more airtime on SmackDown? Turns out they have a powerful and influential friend in WWE's most eco-friendly superstar. According to WrestlingNews.co's Paul Davis, this is Daniel Bryan's idea, and the reason why Gulak and Slater have been appearing on SmackDown lately is that Bryan suggested for them to be used in a storyline with him since he's friends with them and knows that they are underutilized. Daniel Bryan has main evented in the WWE long enough where it makes sense that his suggestions could influence the WWE, which likely explains the following. Bryan pitches a lot of his own ideas, a WWE source said. Sometimes Vince McMahon and Bruce Pritchard will turn down an idea, but a lot of the things he's pitched have been used on TV. According to the story, Bryan has a backstage job should he desire one when he retires. In the meantime, there's talk of Bryan having a WrestleMania rematch with Sheamus, the man who defeated him at WrestleMania 28 in 18 seconds. Given Sheamus' current push, it wouldn't surprise Wrestlelamia to see Sheamus holding the Intercontinental Championship by then. Coronavirus cancels more events. Due to concerns over the ongoing coronavirus crisis and recommendations from the Japanese government, New Japan Pro Wrestling has announced it is canceling 11 upcoming wrestling events from 1 March to 15 March. In a press release, the promotion announced, NJPW has reached this difficult decision after careful consideration. Ultimately, the health and safety of our fans, staff, and wrestlers is our highest concern. We remain deeply appreciative of your support of New Japan Pro Wrestling. These cancellations include the promotion's anniversary tour, anniversary event, and the New Japan Cup, originally planned for much of early March. Trish Stratus returning at WrestleMania 36? Trish Stratus caught the fans' attention when she tweeted a picture of her from the 2018 Women's Royal Rumble when she faced off against Sasha Banks. The tweet features the photo and the date 19 March. According to Wrestling Inc.'s Mark Middleton, WWE has a rare Thursday night live event scheduled for March 19th from the Mobile Civic Center in Mobile, Alabama. This is being held on a Thursday night because it's a reschedule from Sunday, August 25th, 2019. Trish is not advertised for the Blue Brand live event, but Banks is advertised to wrestle Naomi in a singles match. Although Trish hinted that she was considering a comeback until her match at the 2019 SummerSlam against Charlotte Flair. Could Trish be considering a comeback or perhaps one last match? You can be sure Wrestlemania will keep you posted on what the 44-year-old superstar's next plans are. Bella Twins mistook Vince's Hall of Fame call. The Bella Twins are going into this year's WWE Hall of Fame, and they, as well as much of the WWE Universe, were surprised when they heard about it. In case you missed it, And judging from the fact that WWE Backstage didn't even crack the top 150 shows for the age 18 to 49 demographic, you probably did, Brie and Nikki were on FS1's studio show. During their appearance, Brie recalled missing the call from Mr. McMahon and that they feared the worst. It's funny, when Nikki and I got the call, Vince McMahon called us both. We saw his missed call and my first reaction was, "Nikki, what did you say in the press?" We thought we were in trouble. We called Vince back together, and when he told us, we were shocked. What? This year? The Hall of Fame announcement was surprising to many fans, but as the saying goes, it is what it is, and one man has the only say-so on who goes in, one Vincent Kennedy McMahon. Aleister Black explains his entrance. Sometimes a cool entrance can take a WWE superstar to the next level, and there's little question Aleister Black has one of the coolest entrances in WWE right now. However, where did WWE come up with his entrance? During an appearance on WWE Backstage, Black revealed it was something that had been designed for another superstar. I was talking to Triple H about it and he showed me this construction, which is of the thing that propels me, and it was actually meant for The Undertaker. I'm like, I'll take it. It was one of those things where I could formulate something around this entrance where Aleister Black will just appear from nowhere. People think it's a coffin, but it's not. I'm just propelled out of a void, I just come from nowhere. Same as the room's a non-existing place. I materialize from that to that. It has hints of supernatural. While Black doesn't have any overt supernatural tendencies like The Undertaker, his character has the same dark overtones, something his entrance only adds to. Cody Rhodes getting special entrance at Revolution. Looks like AEW is planning a special entrance for Cody Rhodes as he looks for revenge on MJF at AEW Revolution. The metal band Downstate recently took to Instagram and announced, "We'll be performing Kingdom live at AEW Revolution as Cody makes his way to the ring." This isn't the first time the band has performed for a wrestler. According to WrestlingNews.co's John Fuentes, Downstate, they've done songs for professional wrestling stars such as Dolph Ziggler, Zack Ryder, Britt Baker, and more. Well guys, there you have it, the wildest wrestling news stories and rumors you need to know. What do you think about these wild stories? Be sure to leave your comments and don't forget to subscribe to our channel, follow us on Instagram and Twitter, and I'll see you next time for some more wrestling content.